struck down the New Blood stage yesterday. Bloodstock. So how did you guys get on the New Blood? Were you through Metal for the Masses? Were you invited?
Yes, we got onto the New Blood stage through Metal to the Masses, entering the Kent heat.
That was the one that actually went ahead, wasn't it?
That's it.
Yes.
It was one of the few, wasn't it? Yeah.
Luckily, we had Rarest got an outside stage as well. It managed to just sort of squeeze past some of the restrictions that had stopped a lot of the other heats from really going ahead.
So how was that? Actually, that would have been your first live show, I take it, in
second. I think it was our second, wasn't it?
Yeah, we'd done a very intimate performance just prior, really trying to sort of iron out any kinks. But largely, it was that sort of first gig back, sort of surrealness after the Can't Cuddle family, but you could go to a metal gig. But
so that must have been a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, say we only had one gig back before we played the Metal to the Masses. That was just like a small little pub in Ham Bay, so sort of where everyone was still allowed just to sit down. So when you come to like a proper live show where everyone's competing, it just makes it that one extra level, that one sort of
100%,
that extra kick up the arse that you need, and it was just so amazing. Just everyone just throwing everyone through everything of their performance, and it was just incredible.
Lucky show number 3.
I think that's as well as like I think the most surreal thing about it all, especially having that time out before coming back, is the stage still feels like home. We've been away from it for a long time, but you still know exactly how to be who you are on stage when you get on the stage. It's the before and after that was really like a sort of throw off. It was an event that I don't think our hearts are used to at the minute.
So how did the show go? What sort of crowd did you have?
It really was. I know at one point I sort of felt a bit of fatigue, as you're probably hearing now. So I went into a bit of a comfier space with where my vocal range sort of sits. And that was another thing, not going back out into the crowd, but hearing the reaction of the crowd after. They reckon that's where the set actually took an upswing. So maybe a level of comfort that came of that, and we just put out the energy that we always try to every set.
Once we got about halfway through, I think we really kicked into our full speed. The stage obviously was a lot bigger. It was just hearing ourselves in the monitors, just little things like that you don't really get in pubs, which is still nice to play pubs obviously, but when you're on a bigger stage it's just a whole different experience, really, wasn't it?
It's a different audience to manipulate. I know that sounds like a tragic way of putting it, but in a smaller venue you can really take hold of people because you can have direct contact with them, you can lock eye contact at such a close range, it's almost a confrontation. But then when you've got that barrier between you, you have to connect with those people in a completely different sort of way, don't you?
And having even having all the guitar techs and drum techs and stuff, it was like, this is really cool and new. And we're like, but we've never not set up our gear. So when they're like, we're doing your gear, I was like, our gear's already on stage.
You do know how to do it.
It was just, I thought, it's just amazing, sort of like how well the techs did as well. We were just saying how well the techs all did, bearing in mind that all the bands they're working with, what they've got to do, and it was the fact that all I did was put my bass guitar over my shoulders. I've walked onto the stage and everything's all set up, and it was just so sort of, I think like these boys were great. It was just surreal to sort of have everyone helping you. It's that new,
especially how efficient they were. I mean, they were out of practice as well.
The crew here is just amazing.
Okay, guys, I think that's the first time someone's actually mentioned the text. I think that's a really good point. And so can we shout out to the techs here at Bloodstock?
The techs are professional and amazing at what they do.
You are appreciated. You are not just guys in the background. We love you.
Shout out to Gumby as well.
I was going to say I thought they did really well. So at the end of the first track, the bass string came out the top of the nut, and it was just sort of the speed of which you just got the second one ready. I was like, oh, thank God! What a place would happen at Bloodstock. But hats off to him. He did a stellar job as well. But like we said, all the techs were just so on point. It just made the changeover it just made everything quicker. The changeover was so smooth
and helpful, isn't it? Even when we were backstage, we need to get a photo, and one of the guitar techs was taking photos and all that, and really up for it. And then he took one of himself, so we are going to post that.
I was going to say, whoever that was, we've got your photo.
I think it was Steve.
We'll get that around the algorithm as much as we can. Maximum reach, there you go, buddy. But the techs really did just. Another thing is as well, I think because they're so professional, you feel in good hands. So when you do roll up on stage, there's no sort of have I ticked everything, because you trust that they have.
Same with the sound man. It was like, what do you need? I was like, I've never been asked that question. I was like, a little bit of everything, and he went, first time on a stage, yeah.
What do you need? Confidence.
I'm going to ask you a tricky question now. This is when people don't like being asked.
Go.
Fire away.
You won your medal to the Masters in Kent, with a bunch of other people playing there who were also awesome. So if you hadn't have won, who should have won?
We'd let it get less flack if he says it.
I've got a feeling that upsets.
It's a strange one. Like, obviously, a band that we've known for a long time, Jukebox Monkey, have played here before, and we've played with them a lot. But a band I would love to see playing Bloodstock is actually Prolapse AD. I think they really fucking deserve it. They have an amazing sound, all super talented guys. Again, Gumby, the legend that I've just mentioned, as crew here. I'd love.
So yours is Prolapse.
I was going to say mine would have been Prolapse. It was the tightness of their sound, and it all just sounded so. Without another word for big, like, because you keep overusing
I'd love
it.
to shout out all of them.
Just me, then Jukebox would have been mine.
That's the thing. Jukebox.
Me and Lyndon have known them since we started Acoustic when we were booking the Wizard. So it's like and the first time I saw their logo with the monkey and the Juke, I was just like hooked. And their music, I've got all their albums and stuff. So.
Yeah, Jukebox. Again, like I was saying, they're good friends of ours.
They're a good bunch of lads as well.
And I think they'd be loved on a bit.
I think it's just Prolapse would. I think everyone here would just absorb Prolapse. Wow, that sounds like Prolapse AD. I'll clarify. People are just going to absorb Prolapses, but I think their sound is just based on the vibe since being here. I think Concrete sound like they're just the sort of guys I think that would be really well accepted.
So that's a split decision.
It is a split decision,
which is good because it shows there's a lot.
But Jukebox, if they were here right now, I'd be jumping into their arms.
I was going to say Jukebox have got that doomy, catchy sound in it. They've got that. They've got that.
The Kent final was full of some really amazing bands, and we were just so lucky to realistically pull it off. We've put in a lot of work, but you don't go into a competition against bands like that and think, I'm sure if I'm going to win that. You can't. There was some serious talent at Gravesend Leo's, and
it was just good. And considering everyone had probably like maybe one or two practices,
absolutely,
it was literally right because, like you say, like not a lot of them went ahead, did they?
Yeah.
A lot of them they just had to choose one band.
Maybe Kent and one other, I think.
London had to choose.
No,
a band.
London, was.
Because we had some of the judges from
the
London.
vast majority of what we've asked has been it's gone to videos or it's gone to promotional material and album listens. I actually think Kent might be the only one. I could be wrong on that.
We had Jeannie
Wales
Ford
didn't
from London, and we had Pete.
Didn't.
I think Manchester didn't it?
Yeah, Manchester
has
did.
that. Sorry, I don't know the name of it. It's like a scaffolding stage. I've seen a lot of videoed gigs there. To be fair, a lot of Video 161 actually.
161.
Yeah, great bunch of guys. Shout out to those as well.
Shout out to James.
So I wouldn't be too surprised if that is where it managed to all go ahead in that area, just because they really do pull things together and make it work.
But as we're now fortunately seeing things opening up a little bit more, Bloodstock's gone ahead. What sort of plans have you got coming up? Have you got any tour dates? Any live shows?
We've got to finish a music video. We've got one more music video. We've done 4 already. They've all been self-shot.
From Demons.
Okay.
So it's been a concept EP that we've been working through, releasing single by single.
Yep.
Video by video.
And it's basically it's as homebrew as we can make it without sort of scraping on,
It was the lockdown, wasn't it? We started shooting some of it in the lockdown. It was just me and Lyndon because no one else. We weren't allowed to be near each other. So we masked and gloved up the first day we turned up. I was like, right, 2 meters, you'll follow the Bernard, and I'll film you from the woods. And we just kind of did it like that.
To keep creating still. Like we saw a lot of bands, and I think a lot of bands wanted to carry on doing stuff throughout all that time period, but didn't necessarily know how. Didn't know how to do it without necessarily getting in trouble or.
There's no blueprint. There's no blueprint.
It really was.
For the lockdown.
We're lucky we can actually get away. Our setting's fairly rural, so we could, if anything, distance from each other, miles away from anyone else.
Yeah.
So it was just something we sort of carried on with and tried still giving something out to the fans and kept rolling with content.
Next gig, I think, 29th of August. August as well at Leo's. We're going back to Leo's for a big sort of like
That's the venue they held the Melting Masters.
Yeah, it's like the
welcome homecoming back from Bloodstock sort of thing. I guess it is. I don't know.
Yeah,
I could be completely hyping it up now. And then we got another one in September, I believe.
Yeah, that's back in
hometown show.
Hometown
Canterbury.
Actually, to be honest, after speaking to a lot of the other sort of fans here and things like that, it looks like there's going to be quite a few dates sort of that we're picking up on here and there. Next year, a lot of is what's been spoken about, isn't it?
We get a lot more, I think, consistent next year in terms of getting more booked in.
I was saying the dream is to carry on pushing at the end of the day. Now that we're back here,
it's aiming to get back onto a stage like this. Like that is the thing. I came straight off stage and it was like I have a worrying feeling. I'm addicted to that feeling. You know,
it's a good dream
to have.
If you're gonna get addicted to something, metal is something to get addicted to.
Yeah, 100%. And I think seeing the bands at the Sophie as well. It's like we've done it a lot in the last 18 months, really trying to look at what we're up to and trying to improve and reflect on how we're doing with that. And we just got to do that till we're playing again.
Yeah, just keep going with his socials and all
whether
that.
It's the bigger stages or just keep hitting them stages.
Back to pubs,
just got to be lucky that we're playing stages again.
We definitely enjoyed the space.
Yeah, and you never know, a couple of years later you might have a bit more space.
Yeah,
that's the dream.
That's the dream.
You can never say never.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day, and that's
you just quote Justin Bieber.
I quoted one of my mates.
Get out the band.
No, it's just that's the dream. At the end of the day, you carry on pushing. You push and you push and you push, and then eventually, like you say, quite out. I mean, it'd be a dream come true to play the main stage. It'd be a dream come true just sort of see all those faces out there and know that what we've done, all the hard work's paid off.
Yeah.
That's what hits you. It's
It's reaching out to the new people, obviously, like new fans, and seeing a reaction from people that, again, if it's a fresh person, it's a fresh reaction, isn't it? And hearing their perspective as well.
Yeah.
You'll quite often find it's almost like an area clusters an opinion, like a joint opinion. Whereas in coming to such a fresh place like this, you really get a new sort of review to what you're, again, with a new sound that we're sort of putting out now, exactly what people are thinking of it. It's breaking away from our previous.
We'll definitely be more prepared. What you're trying to say.
With you walking.
Yeah, me limping everywhere.
More walking boots, better food, better sleeping arrangements,
better boots.
Hiring some techs, because obviously that made all the difference.
Oh yeah, they are very
they
good.
won't worry about food then.
Can we take the New Blood techs onto the bigger stage?
Yeah, I was going to say, honestly.
They're all going to be good, aren't they?
I was going to say, if we could have exactly the same text, that'd be
even unloading the car. I pulled up the car.
If they wanted to pull us up and unload the car.
I lift the boot up and I was like, turn back round. And I thought, someone's nicked me gear.
It's surreal, isn't it? Like,
it's cool though.
It's being exposed to that level of self-importance, almost like for me.
Well, guys, we'll wrap it up there. But it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. I need to talk to you about Discord.
Yes, we'll help you with
that.
Well.
These guys are really helpful, really nice. Buy all their stuff, get the merch. Have you got a website, Bandcamp, Spotify?
We do. We have loads of socials. However, check out Struck Down UK on Instagram. We're on Facebook, Bandcamp, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Apple
everything.
Music. Honestly, everything.
We'll make sure you're all linked in the video and stuff as well. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much.
See you in a couple of years on the Sophie with any luck.
Yes, wicked. Sounds good.
That's
We're fist bumping now.
Cheers, shake hands.
There we go. Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
Shake hands.
There we go.
Cheers, guys. Thanks very much.